Yeah, this one was heavy. I'm staying till the fucking job's done. I ain't going anywhere. No, for me, it's all about pushing to the next levels. Every person that drops out, it gives me more motivation, and I will not stop.
Andrew, what we're saying? What's the purpose of this? That's the key, innit? Oh yeah. Make sure we can carry a bit of load at a slower pace while we're hiking. It's unlikely we're going to be running the ups up there anyway. Yeah, the further we go, that's when people start to drop like flies, lad. That's when we get strongest. What do you think about my current physique, Andrew?
Withered.
Could say this mountain game's going really well, couldn't you, Andrew?
You don't need to go that well.
Oh, withered, baby. I want to get lower.
You don't even need to go that well.
It's called a lack of strength training, guys. Probably the most process-driven person I've ever met. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm very similar. I'm just not quite as tidy as he is. He has his bag organised the night before. I don't. He's just the way everything's organised, ready to go at all times. He's already thinking about 6 hours later. Mileage has actually fucked me more than ever.
Why?
And I like it.
And I like it.
More pain. Nah, hips. Like, fuck me, I realised how fucking immobile I actually am.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. And then I'd say something a bit different, probably calculated, very calculated in the way he goes around his day-to-day stuff. Obviously, in training, everything's methodical, everything's thought out. And it's something I've learned over the years, especially being around him so much. Like when it comes to business, how well thought out he is, what his kind of approach is with different situations. And the same thing transcends over everything we do from a training point of view, lifestyle point of view. Everything is well thought out, well prepared. You know what I mean? It comes back to the same thing. Everything is process-driven. No matter what we're doing, there's always like an element of some kind of structure and process to everything. I'd say that's one of the biggest things, especially what I've taken from him over the last how many years.
I just don't think at any mileage you're going to get away with much.
No.
You know what I mean?
No. It's like on Saturday, after fucking 2k, back to normal anyway. Yeah.
Hi, you okay?
Hi. What is that?
Oh, it's a microphone. We're just on the camera. Are you waving? You alright? Okay, listen to me. Kiss, and then you need to go. Mummy's waiting for you. Mwah, love you. Okay, love you. See you in a bit. Have a good day. Now, I feel good for Miles this week, you know. I feel good for putting him out.
30 in.
Feel good.
Sneaky Miles didn't tell me. Let me go to a wedding. He said he was going to get about, what, a little 10k in. 30k.
It's not like that. It's not like that.
Like that. Go on.
Yeah, so we'll go straight through now till Tuesday. Straight through till Tuesday and then just taper off in it.
Basically 7 days from today of work.
Yeah.
Then it's the remainder of the week. We've got 3 peaks.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's this weekend if we can up Lakes.
We've then got another, actually, yeah, nice.
Weekend after it's 3 peaks.
That week we'll probably do minimal actual, until that then we'll do minimal. From Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, bike.
Saturday 3 peaks.
Sunday, bikes, flush.
And then it's Saturday that week, yeah. It's perfect, it's absolutely perfect.
26 mile, what's 3 peaks, 26 mile?
Yeah.
And it's speed match anyway, so it's hiking.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
That's the last one before we go.
Time on feet, which is perfect. It's going to be a good
It's perfect.
full day, isn't it?
6 hours. That's 6 hours at an half decent pace. Last time we did it were 5 hours.
That was running though.
Running. If we had our clients in 6 hours with the first group, if we do a second group, it's going to be an 8 hour. No, I feel good. 92, 93 kilos.
Tempted to go less. I think if we do the irons next year, I think we'll do.
I'll drop for the irons.
100%.
Just, I think it's a vibe. Do you know what I mean?
I think
it suits it.
Do more bodybuilding stuff alongside it than we are now, I think.
Yeah.
Biker, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Biker changes the game. Aaron knows.
Yeah, the further we go, that's when people start to drop like flies, lad. That's when we get strongest. From
our weather comes in.
From mile 60 onwards, it's our game.
How come you're doing ISOs on the back X anyway?
Less flexion and extension.
Because I know he'll turn up, for one. Now, like, I've trained with Andy for years. Like, so one thing, when it comes to these kind of events, you always want someone you can rely on. Like, he will not miss a session. Like, even if he's blitzed, even if I'm blitzed, we're not going to miss sessions. That is the biggest thing with any of this.
Obviously,
contraction without pain.
It's painful, isn't it? It's still very, very painful. So at least I can get some work done without flexion and extension, and I need more extension anyway. The more extension the better, so less risk. Less risk in it.
That's really good. We've got this meal in 9 minutes post workout, which is the top tip for everyone out there, isn't it? 9 minutes is the anabolic window, mate, yeah?
10 you fucked it.
You have to have training partners you can rely on. Do you know what I mean? You're not coming into a training block thinking what they're doing. Like, don't get me wrong, we train together all the time and we'll still both sneak extra sessions in, and straight away, like, what are you up to? What have you done that's extra? And we start fighting with each other over that. Like, you need a training partner who's going to push you. Like, he's got strengths that I've just not got. So why would I not want to train with someone who's better than me in certain avenues? You've got to do that.
Do you think there's ever going to be a time when we could actually get stacked ever again?
Yeah.
Do you actually?
2030. I've had knee replacements. Loads of trem.
Do you not miss it?
Yeah.
There's elements that I miss and elements that I don't.
I was looking back the other day. Full stop. All I did was bench and back. Honestly, it's probably the happiest 3 months I've had in a long time. Used to walk out of bed dead chill, come in and bench.
If it wasn't for this disc issue, I probably would be banging it a bit harder, to be fair. I would. But every time, as soon as I start putting size on, the pain just increases by tenfold.
We're at this stage now, we're back end of it.
Yeah.
Because it's, at the same time, you don't want to hurt yourself doing something silly either. Weird balance to get. We do alright with it though.
You do well.
I mean, I've carried my weight and I carried the mass really well.
How much have you actually lost?
Don't want to talk about it really.
How much have you actually lost?
8 kilo. But I was going to say it's because I got food poisoning after Glasgow, but I ended up keeping it off anyway. You know what I mean?
You wanted it, that way.
I did.
There's a lot of that slippy.
I'll be dipping there, really.
Slippy, shaly stuff.
We're not allowed to use poles though.
If we're starting here, from here to here isn't much difference. It's what, 1700?
We're starting at like, there we go.
Oh, see, there you go.
We start at 1300. Checkpoint 1, 2000. That's over 11k.
At this point, this is like fuel central. Because we're from 42k to pretty much 65k, to about 60k.
What's this here? There you go. So we get one meal here anyway. Isn't it? I don't think the climbing's an issue. Like, we've done the repeats, we've done the big elevation gains and stuff like that. It's no drama, and we're good at hiking. I think it's purely the only unknown we've got is we've never been at altitude for training before. That's it. Do you know what I mean?
This will be a sticky point for us. This will be a tough point. Got to score across. Yeah. So I'm just looking at the distance here. At 70, between 60 and 70k, that's when we're going to start to feel it. That's it. Discipline, stick to the plan, and don't deviate. Remember, we're eating now for later. If we can keep that in our minds, we're fueling now for the latter miles. Stick to our discipline, don't change a thing. Plan of action, just execute, no drama.
Hydration,
like I said,
number one.
Hydration. And like I said, from that 60, 70k onwards, that's our game. That's where we come into play there. So we don't need to.
It's like we were saying.
Steady start, and then as the miles go on, that's when it's our game. Then from 60k onwards, it's game on.
Trained all the time with Morton or something like that, and then you jump on an SIS gel just because you need it. That's where we've got the nature poo going down. Nature poo's a thing, isn't it?
Listen, when it's on, it's on. You do anything to win anyway.
Yeah. Come on then.
Like literally, the second that whistle goes, it's on anyway.
Talking tactics, second on, you're staring someone out and he's got.
Literally. It's like you plan, you prepare, which obviously we should be. Yeah. And we will stick to our strategies, but if the fight starts, if it's, you know what I'm saying, if everyone starts
some
fighting,
cocky little Spanish guy starts kicking off, you're having it. Is that what you're saying?
Well, if people start fighting, then you know it's going to be on, and strategy tends to go out the way. No, we'll be disciplined. And if not, if all else fails, we know we've got some good miles in the locker anyway. If we run out of food, if we run out of water, we've got it upstairs here, mate. We've got it here, mate. So it's not even an issue. We just push hard.
Okay, that way every single person's going to know what's going on. If I say, better quick march, everyone is going to scream quick march back, and that means we're going to start walking. Raise! Raise! Lower! Raise! On your backs! Raise! Straight back into two, let's go. Your fate. Oh no, his fate. Come on, get back. Point him out. Turn. Come towards the PS behind you. Go to that bar and that bar only, and then report back exactly where you are. Stay with your buddies. Let's go.
Tactical and hybrid is currently the biggest underrated area of training.
I honestly think it's the fact that people think you can only do one without the other. I think for so many years people have put themselves and pigeonholed themselves into I am just endurance, I am just lifting, I am just. And that narrative definitely needs to change, and that's been our mission over the last couple of years at the Hybrid Centre, is to let people know that you can run programs simultaneously at the same time. So rather than what is it missing, the narrative shift, there has to be a narrative shift in my opinion, and that you can have both strength and endurance when it's applied correctly.
During our training, we tried our best to simulate, of course, the elevation that we was going to face in Andorra. This is the reason why we went to the Lake District and did the hills and the peaks there. That's the reason why on a week-to-week basis, most of our training was done outside in the hills, getting the job done. You know, the strategy is always going to mimic the event that you do. Like, we did our strength work in the gym, you know, but most of our training was done outside on the hills, getting used to hiking and walking. You know, there's a huge element of these races that people forget about, and it is the hiking and the walking side of things. It's not just the running. So this is the reason why we did the hill work. It's the reason why we put the weighted vests on and did hill repeats. That's why we put so much time and effort into outdoors, getting outside on the terrain, in the hills, as much as we can. And that took probably, you know, the majority, 80% of our training. You just cannot ignore that, and it absolutely paid dividends on the day. We were so strong, you know, climbing these hills, and we lasted all the way to the end as a result of our training. You know, in the gym we hit the strength work, unilateral stuff, making sure the legs and the core is nice and strong, but ultimately we was getting the job done outside in the hills where it really counts. So it was a fairly heavy weekend.
Heavy Sunday. Yeah,
after Red on Saturday.
Messing around on sand dunes all day. Carbs, mate. You know, honestly, tatters. Absolutely.
Let's not think how bad was that first lap for me.
So first of all, he's a grafter. I know that he's definitely going to put the work in. So there's never a question of not getting the miles done, not putting the training in ready for an event. You can count on him to get prepared for the event. Secondly, there is always competition with me and Dan. Okay, it's healthy competition. If he's going to get up at 4 a.m, I'm getting up at 4 a.m. If I'm going to run 10 miles, he's going to run 10 miles for sure. The competition between us, I can count on him to step up to the competition with me because I love competition and so does Dan. So I know for fact whatever I'm going to do, he's going to match it and he'll want to match it. So when you create that healthy competition between us, the standard just raises so high. When you hold each other accountable to that higher standard, it's a great training partner.
Into it, we're not going to get carried away, running away like everyone does. 3-4 weeks of big work.
It's just staying steady now.
Like we were saying on the way home, it's probably the most mileage we've ever done.
Yeah.
Consecutively in them weeks.
Week
like
of mileage.
100%. Feel it.
Feel it. Just freshen up now, innit? The next couple of weeks, freshen up and make sure.
A couple 15Ks, haven't we? Might as well make them 10 miles.
A couple of 10 milers.
We've got a group one with the team on
Saturday.
We're going to go and do Scarfell, get some elevation, but hiking.
Yeah, Scarfell hike Saturday.
Fine tune them legs.
Do you know what? I think for me it's we're going to have to shake the legs out after the flight. Flying Thursday and competing Saturday is good because Friday it means we can stretch out and get moving. Otherwise, from the plane to the hills is going to be heavy. Yeah, I think so. We just have to have a stretch out.
As soon as we get there, though, we need to go and do a shop anyway. We're going for a mooch around.
Yeah.
We'll get on the bike as well in the gym we've got. And then on that actual Friday when we register, we'll go for a little mooch, we'll have a little look at where the start line is, get a little bit of a feel for it, have a look at where the first hill starts, because I think it's literally out of the town, and then we can see when we can start getting moving.
Yeah. That's it, mate. Ready for a big scrap.
Three-quarters of Everest, let's go, lad.
3/4 of Everest elevation, big scrap, and then we'll regroup, see what's next. Okay, bro, so kit list that we're definitely going to take.
Yes, trainers.
Yeah, just trainers. That's all we need. Right, bro, so running pack.
Yeah.
You're just taking the normal running vest. We're taking the normal running vest, aren't we?
Normal. I'm not taking a bladder, though, me.
You're not taking a bladder?
Not using a bladder.
You're
using a bladder?
Yeah, just for that extra 1 litre.
I'm going to have the extra in my bag. So if it's tight, doesn't matter.
So, we just want to make sure, mate, that obviously the calories are to hand.
Yes, we know we've got every time in each of these 450. I'm going to have a litre bottle, I'm going to have a 750 bottle in here, loaded at all times. So when we can come into these feed stations, our protocol is normally pretty similar, innit?
You go, I go.
Get rid of them, refill. Normally refill whatever's in here as well. Every time we come into a feed station, everything's empty, ready to refill. And then we know we're good again for another 10k or so.
Yeah.
That's the key thing.
Gels and food to hand.
Yes, obviously linen flakes are in there. Food, sits right in the day sack bit there. Anything bigger goes in the back. We can unload each other's backpacks if we need. Yeah, all good. That sticks in there. Loads of pockets down there for strand. I'll normally have bars on one side, gels on the other.
So if we're looking at 100 grams ish of carbs, mate, per hour.
So we've got here. First checkpoint's 11k in. That's our first checkpoint.
So we're sound for that?
We're sound. Everything we've got on there, we're good. Yeah, we then do a big climb, and our next checkpoint's only 7k later. So you know it's a heavy one. Do you know what I mean?
So we've got some elevation there. So if we work out now 100 grams of carbs per hour, if we used to say 17 hours. We'll be quicker than that. We should be quicker than that. 17 hours, around 6,800 calories. We're going to need for
the duration.
For the duration. Now that's not including feed stations, but it's how much we want to carry. So, 40 grams of carbs per gel if we're hitting that, plus 25 in the tailwind. We're looking at 2 gels and a tailwind per hour, and that should get us what we need. Well over what we need
Plus then each feed station's different. We've got the first one is a basic one. Then the 3 that come after that, which are all in big peaks, we've got a hot meal at each. So obviously we've got the 2 meal stations here where we can actually have a bit of scran, but then we've got a big drop off now. It does come down and we drop in elevation, but we're still on our trotters for quite a while. There's a good 15k between it, which depending how we're feeling, we don't know how long that's going to take. But what we will do at this stage, even though we are getting the meals in, we'll still load up with them as well.
Yeah, of course.
Like your biggest saying to me is always preloading for what's coming.
Yeah, we're eating
that's our biggest strategy, 100%.
Is this the second?
This is later on now, so this is the second assisted one where we'll have people there, you see.
That's where we need to make sure we've got what we need in the drop bags.
Yeah, so this is where we'll meet. Obviously Danielle will be on the course with us.
Yeah.
She'll be meeting us at these stations, and this is probably where we'll have a little change as well.
Change over there.
Change of course.
Electrolyte wise, there is technically enough in the tailwind, but I really like these diurolites, mate, as a little rescue. So we'll make sure that in the drop bags we've got a couple of these, because these are little rescuers.
We just don't know how we're going to feel based on altitude and based on what the weather's going to be. That's the only difference. That's the only unknown for us, isn't it?
But if we've got it,
it's there, it's ready to go. Yeah, that's the key.
We've got it. Okay. Extras. Let's get into the extras. Okay, so essentials.
Vaseline.
The Vaseline, if we need it.
That used to be for legs for me, not anymore. It's man's lickle.
I've been getting away with not using it, but we're going to go with it. Compede for the big toes. That's going on prior to the race, regardless. Both big toes, Compede is defo going on for sure. Tiger Balm.
That's my joints, that.
Bathing Tiger Balm or anti-inflammatory gel for the back. And then, obviously some tape if we need it. Essential.
I didn't pack that.
You got to brush your peggies. When you're drinking and eating the gels, at mile 50 plus, you might want to brush your teeth. It always helps. Digestive, painkillers, digestive. So if there's anything in with the digestion, there's a little bit of Gaviscon or Buscopan there. It's an emergency. I've never once had to use it, and I never will. When we're locked into the race, we're locked into the race. But it's there in case we need it, or afterwards, whatever. I've never had to use it, but it's always going to be packed. Little secret.
The killer.
Secret weapon for me, due to a back issue. The shape of that, you know where that goes, just in case. If the pain gets really high, this is a little secret weapon.
Done myself a good job there, haven't I?
You've got yourself a good job, and of course the first aid kit that we're not going to use. But some of the essentials. We sat down and we put a strategy in place. We knew what the race strategy was going to be from the get-go. When you study these things, when you've been through these ultramarathons before, you kind of know how it's going to feel at certain points. When you're looking at the maps, you understand elevation, you understand distances in between checkpoints and in between feed stations. So this is why we sat down, and obviously we planned out how long things might take in between. How long is it going to take us to get from station 1 to station 2?
A small car.
There's actually a lot of people doing it.
600 last year. On the 100, yeah.
It's a great start, that.
Getting smoked.
It's a great start in the town. The atmosphere is going to be unreal.
No sticks.
Lad.
It's pretty high, don't we?
A lot of scrambling. Big graft incoming.
Maybe.
Big graft. There's a point on that. A lot of scrambling at the peak. At the peak, there's some big scrambles there. Like you're talking climbing vibe, hands and feet.
Help Ellen vibe that. Let them sprint off and then we'll dome them on the first day anyway. I'm not concerned about the elevation.
No.
Because there's no more. We don't gain in one climb more than 1,000 metres anyway.
No.
Which is all we've been doing anyway. The only thing we've got to be careful of is
altitude.
Station 1 and Station 2, what is the strategy that we're going to put together, you know, in between feed stations? And you can look at it, and we mapped it out so that we knew that every hour there was going to be an opportunity to either take on some carbohydrates or to refuel, and we knew the distances in between the feed stations. Some feed stations, they had hot food, some they just had drinks, you know, there was maybe some toilets at one but not the other, and all these things taken into account over that 107k distance is what was needed. This is why we planned it very strategically.
Yeah.
We can get the IVs in for that.
Honestly, I just think we just start off, get them a couple of hours out of the way steady, and then we can start to put the pace on.
Yeah, it's 15k downhill.
Yeah, I think after that section, after that 15k, I think that's when we can start to put the pressure on.
Fucking hell, 23 hours of absolute graft, that. Some fucking day out. What just happened? So that's a culmination of what, 23 hours of absolute madness with my mate. Fucking hell, messing about in the mills. Weird. Getting Aaron all the little bits in it.
Right, let me just.
You need to remember, like, we're not pure runners, we are hybrid athletes, okay? This is what we do. We do everything, okay? We do functional fitness competitions, we do strength feats, and of course we do these ultra marathons, you know. So for anybody that's looking to get into this, okay, we are not pure runners, okay? You have to consider the fact that we do have probably more muscle mass and more strength than most of the ultra runners that are running these courses. So looking at it from the outside point of view, you have a few things to consider. Ultimately, you've got to sacrifice some time. You've got to find the time in the diary to get the miles done, okay? Consistency is what wins over everything. Are you willing to give up X amount of hours per week? Are you willing to put in 100k running weeks consecutively, week in, week out, to be prepared for this kind of event? Because it cannot be winged. You have to prepare effectively for this kind of event. So consistency has to be 100%. Listen, I'll ride this fucker till the wheels fall off. That's just how it goes.